Hey guys, so this is actually future Zach talking to you because since I'm really good and brand new to this whole YouTube thing, I didn't film an intro when we went up to Walden. So I was going to kind of fill everybody in on what our trip was up to Walden and when it happened. So we actually went up for the 4th of July. It's roughly about 4 or 5 hours away from us. So we stayed down here for the 3rd. There's a fireworks show nearby on the 3rd, so we stayed for those fireworks. And then we, in the morning, headed on up to Walden. Reason for the trip in Walden, it's not my most desired place to go to, especially when it comes to around the holidays, because it usually just gets chaotic up there. But this year I wanted it to be a little bit different. I wanted to go actually work it. So I had reached out to the BLM about going up there and helping them with really getting everybody out of the dunes that breaks, because it happens quite a bit. There's a lot of side-by-sides out there. So I had talked to the BLM. We had set everything up. It was actually really last second, so hats off to the BLM with getting back to me so quick. We had loaded everything up, stopped for fuel, which is what the first video was, and then it's just gonna jump right into the footage. This is right when I had started filming. We should have filmed when we got there, but I didn't. But I'm gonna do my best to try to fill in the blanks as we go. So future me might be hopping in every once in a while to fill in the blanks. So you might see me here in a little bit, but we'll go from there. Bet you if you sat here long enough, you'd probably find stuff like underneath the sand and stuff.
Yeah. We need one of those little detectors. I know, right?
He needs to get out and start pushing himself back. Hey guys, so out here in northern Sandhills here in pretty close to Walden, Colorado, just the Sunday after 4th of July. So as you can see all around me, you got damn near nobody here. Pretty much everybody was leaving, which is great because we're going to stay one more day and we'll have all of this to ourselves. And then we get to have a good peaceful night. We don't have to have music and everybody banging off the walls all the rest of the night. All right, well, after all the busy hustle and bustle over this weekend, there are people that come out and they just hang out and drink and have a good time, which is great and all, but leaving trash all over the place. And unfortunately, the BLM has kind of gotten the short end of the stick on some of the funding, so there's no more people that they can hire. And there's one sole guy out here, his name is Andy, and he has to go around and clean up after all this. So I've took it upon myself on our last day here, since it's been kind of slow. There's not much people out here anymore. Me and my wife are just walking around and we're just picking up trash, seeing if we can help out and do our part, which is super sad that this has to happen because eventually this land is going to be given to the state because the Fed can't keep up with it anymore. And then it will become a state park that everybody has to pay for. Filled up that whole thing so far. And then so people can't learn, so they're just going to have to pay to get in, and then they're going to get huge fines for doing all this, or they just can't handle being grown adults anymore. Pretty sad that people just can't seem to manage on being clean and packing out your own trash. Instead, they'd rather come out here and just beat it up and hope that other people will clean it up for them. Prime example of people trashing this land and not taking care of things is also putting out your fires when you leave. And not only putting out your fires when you leave, but in at least a fire pit. And how about not when it's just sitting here right next to all this brush, bright red flames coming off of it. That's awful. I can't believe it's just sitting here on the side of the trail.
I know.
Not in a burn pit, right next to all this.
Next to all the bushes.
It's wild.
There he is.
picking up trash from people's camps. Beer cans, fireworks.
Well, Big Thompson Club, out here trying to help Andy with the BLM. I don't know if that's what we got the ATV for from the Forest Service, but I am stacking it up, trying to help him pick up some trash. It's pretty sad out here, but you know, just representing, no worries. And literally another campfire that's just still going. And this one's up in the trees too. It's crazy. On my mission to helping the BLM put out that fire, and there is a tire right up in the tree, and I am gonna grab that too. Determined to get it, so I will get it. Gotcha. All right, guys. Well, that was our Walden trip for 2025. As you can see, all the trash that we had picked up right over there. There's another bag right there that I got to go empty out a little bit later. But I'm all showered up. We're cleaned up. It's s'mores time right now. That's what we're up to. We'll get everything packed and leave in the morning. Until then, we finally get to have a night of peace and quiet and not a ton of music, which would be great, because trying to sleep and have music going off at 4 o'clock in the morning is a little much. But happy we could have come out. It sucks that we didn't get a whole lot of business, which is okay, but got to clean up a lot of the land around here. Got to help Andy over the BLM. He's got his hands full right now, so just trying to do anything to kind of help out to keep our land open, our public land open, the stuff that you and me pay for. So the more we get to enjoy it, the better, but the more we trash it, the more that they're going to get to take it away. So as long as we keep it clean, we're able to enjoy it. But until then, you guys have a good night. I had room for one more bag of trash in my truck, so I'm just driving around the dunes before we pack up and filling up this last bag. I got some space, so I'm just gonna keep on going. My little videographer, my helper. Love you. well, future Zach back here. So that's pretty much my entirety of my trip up at Walden. A lot of little reels that I had made. A lot of boring footage is what my wife would say. She seems to think that a lot of the footage of the truck just going in the sand, or the suspension travel and stuff as it goes, is a little bit boring. I guess I'm a true 12-year-old in the heart, but I like watching suspension and like watching that kind of stuff. If you guys have recommendations for my videos that you feel like would be better, absolutely put them in the comments and let me know. The other thing I wanted to talk about is that trip ended up actually turning out really, really well. I felt like cleaning up a lot of the trash and everything that was left there was more important than actually working the entire time. So I think I got a lot more pleasure out of doing that than actually doing work and pulling people out of the sand. The other thing is that you don't have to be a part of a volunteer group to have to go out and clean up trails and stuff that are around you guys. Most certainly load up your rigs with trash bags and call up your friends, and anytime you guys start seeing trash and anything on the road, or on the trails, just pick it up. It's pretty quick and easy. It'd be great if I could just say it would be wonderful if it just wasn't there and people cleaned everything up, but we know that that doesn't happen. So if you can, pick it up. If you can't and you don't have the room for it, I totally understand. If you guys want more information on volunteer groups that are around you, just reach out to me. I can most certainly help you guys with the research. It's not very hard to get involved, and finding that kind of stuff is, I don't know, it makes me feel good. So it might be something that might pique your interest. Just let me know. But besides that, the rest of the trip was great. We made it on our very long drive home. It's now a month later. You guys will be seeing my next video coming out that I actually just got back from a day ago. I'm going to call it date night. So that'll be the next one to look forward to. I'll finish it off with a couple of pictures of trash and stuff that we had picked up there, just so there's a little bit more awareness out there. But anytime you guys have an opportunity to go out and do help and do good, most certainly do it. But until then, you guys be safe out there and go enjoy the public land that you pay for, and just take care of it. We'll see you guys later.